Hello everyone, Aunt Vicky here and welcome into my channel and Christmas in July. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of eggnog and a candy cane and let's get this started. Today's video, we are going to be creating these. Welcome in. It's episode 2 of Christmas in July. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. It was safe. You celebrated it with your families, and it was extremely blessed. I know mine was. In today's episode, we are going to be making 2 crafts. One of them will be from a file mason jar, some scrapbook paper, some wood pieces, some paint, and we are going to be making a snowman from this. The next one is we're going to be taking these bells. These were the only ones I could find, so I'm hoping these will work. I didn't want to dig through my stash, so I got these at Goodwill. Some Mod Podge, some napkins. We're going to try this as well. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this piece of sandpaper. It has this Always Be Thankful in glitter. You know how Dollar Tree, this comes from Dollar Tree, and you know how they love to put glitter on everything. So let's just go ahead and sand that off. I'm going to take some Mod Podge. I'm going to leave the hanger on, but I'm going to take the tag off. Now, let's take this piece of scrapbook paper. It is sheet music. I'll go ahead and put some Mod Podge on this. We may have to do some trimming around the top. Now, let's take our scrapbook paper and let's lay it over it, making sure it's covered. Now, let's go ahead and find where the burlap is so I can cut around that. Okay, now go ahead and trim this back. You could sand this, but I'm just going to take my scissors and go around it. You could also cover the back or paint the back, either one. Okay, now, and that's what it'll look like. What I'm going to do with this, what I'm going to do now, let me get me a cup. I'm going to take some of this wax, this antique wax, just put a little bit in my cup, and I'm going to go add some water. I don't happen to have any water in my basement. Not down here in my craft room anyway. But I got about half water and half antique wax. And I'm going to just thin it down a little bit. Now, what I need to do is take as much as I can off of my paintbrush. And I'm just going to go around the edges Just give it a kind of an antique look. I prefer, actually, for my edges to not be symmetrical, you know, too even. I like some wider than others. And if I sound weird, it's because I think I'm getting a cold. And summer colds are the worst, as you all know. But make sure that it doesn't look like, you know, let me show you what I'm talking about. Like right here. Too much on this. See how this looks like brush, just scattered brush strokes? Make it look more like this side. Kind of even it out just a bit. I don't know if I said this or not, but this mason jar comes from the Dollar Tree. I've had it a while. I think I got it when they were like $1, just a regular dollar. That's what it looks like. I'm also going to take this kind of brush. And I'm just going to very, very gently just, you know, go across it. I don't want to load my brush down at all, because I just want it to give it just, you know, just a little bit. Now, I have a paint stir stick. And I'm going to measure to see how long I want it to be. And then I'm going to cut it. I think I'll make it a little bit wider. Let's make it about this wide. Now, let me go ahead and get this cut. Now I've got it cut, I'm going to go ahead and sand off this end to make it kind of smooth. Now I'm going to take some black paint. And what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint this burlap black. Be careful not to get it on your paper. Well, if you do, that's fine, because you know the piece of wood will cover it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this painted. Let me get this painted. I've got that painted, so let's go ahead and paint this stick. You may want to paint at least the ends of the back. You don't have to go paint the whole thing, but just the ends. Now that that is done, let's go ahead and glue his hat on. There's his hat. All right, now for his face. Everyone knows he needs a carrot nose, and I have this. So I am going to measure about how long I want it to be. I'm going to mark it, and I'm going to cut it. It was angled on one end, so what now I'm going to do is I'm going to sand it. Everyone knows that a snowman's nose is made from a carrot. I got to get some orange paint. I actually have one called Spiced Carrot. So let's go ahead and give this a coat of paint. You don't have to paint the back of this one because it's going to be glued on. Won't be showing. Now, got that painted. So I'm going to take my antique wax, kind of blot it off and kind of go over it. Just to give it a little bit. You know, carrots have ridges and carrots have lines and such, so I'm going to try to get that done. Give it a little bit of oomph, I guess. Now, take my snowman and my carrot, put it where I want it to be, add some hot glue, now let's kind of angle it up just a tad. There's his nose. Now, what I want to do is I have this black vinyl for a cricket, and I'm going to cut out some eyes and a mouth. Now, let's just go ahead and cut some ovals. You can always trim them down. And I may put a little white dot in them. So let's trim these up. Don't want any corners. Now, there's his eyes. So let's go ahead and place his eyes on here. Oops, got a piece on it right there. Now, there's his eyes. Let's take and make some little bitty white dots. Now I need some circles for his mouth. I'm gonna cut these out and I'll be right back. I got all of them cut out, and as you guys know, coal is not perfect. It's not perfectly symmetrical. It's edgy. It's got, you know, it's not round. So let's go ahead and start in the middle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our colors and we are going to we don't want it to be too big. So I'm going to cut this one in two. Okay, here's what we need to do. We take our pieces and we just start layering them over each other. This is too long, so let's cut this white one. Now, I'm going to take my gold string. I'm gonna lay it across. Make sure it's across all of them. And make it through. Let's go ahead and tie it. And this can be left on too as a string. There's what your messy bow will look like. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my messy bow. I'm going to put some hot glue. And I'm going to place it on his hat. Just like so. There's his messy bow. Christmas greenery that I am going to kind of incorporate just a little bit. I'm going to hot glue those on. That's what it looks like. I found this little red. It was on a Christmas greenery. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little hot glue on that and stick it in the center. Also found some white piltberries. So let's go ahead and put those in it. And there is your snowman wall hanging from a mason jar. Take off this gold tree trim. I have these Christmas napkins. And I'm going to open it. And I'm going to take a couple out. I don't know how many I'll need. And I'm going to go ahead and take I think it's 3-ply. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take the 2 off. I'm going to go ahead and tear these into pieces, strips. Just, you know, however you want them to be. I found these at a thrift store. I'm going to take, get this out of the way, a Mod Podge. And I'm going to go ahead and put a coat of Mod Podge on here. I want the inside of it to be gold. So let's go ahead and put a coat of Mod Podge. And actually these napkins go in 2 different directions. So let's go ahead and place our napkin on. Smooth it out. Add more Mod Podge if we need to. Smooth it. And to smooth it. May have to rip it in some places. Let's take my scissors and trim. Like I said, I want the inside of it to be gold. So let's go ahead and get me a bag, plastic sandwich bag, and rub smooth so it looks like this. This piece that I cut off of one, and let's go ahead and stick this one on. It doesn't matter if it overlaps. We're just trying to give it some coverage. See, this is what it's looking like. Now, while this is drying, I'm going to take, there we go. But I need to make something to go around the top. So let's go ahead, get some more greenery. I want you guys to notice something. If you rip your napkins, it blends in very well. Those frayed edges will blend in. So let's go ahead. I've got some of the same greenery, and I'm going to just go ahead and cut some of these. Take some of these. This is some greenery that I got at a thrift store. I may have gotten them at I'm thinking it was at Goodwill with the larger pieces, which is going to be the holly. Cut these pieces off where they attach to the branch. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue, and I'm going to start placing these. And I'll show you what they look like. It's frosty looking. And I'm going to, but here is a bell. A Dollar Tree bell that I actually got at Goodwill. Some Christmas napkins, some greenery, and that's it. So there's our 2 easy Christmas decor. Very easy. Our snowman and our bell. They both come from Dollar Tree. And the napkins I thrifted, so these are very, 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 very frugal. So give these a try, see what you think. I'm glad you tuned in today to our Christmas in July, and tune in to our next episode. I'm not sure what date I'll post it, but tune in. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, to hit that notification button, and to share my video. It really, really helps me out. I love you guys. Bye.